Hey, 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 how's it going? It's Harmon Williams. Yeah, yeah, I just here part of this Patreon giveaway. It's these are unique videos that go out first on the YouTube forum, and then they kind of go onto the Patreon. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Harlan Williams' cousin, who he still does not really acknowledge to this day. I've done a couple podcasts with them. I got up and close with them one time. Oh, there was a fence there, but it was still close and intimate, like family people are doing. People that are in a family, which is what we are, because I'm his cousin. So I get to do gigs like this and wait for people to come in the room. I know not everyone can come in the room all at once. The way computers work or the internet works, you have to have a kind of a wait in line thing. So I'm sure at this point everybody's just waiting in line, trying to figure out, where to kind of park at this, because it's not easy to park out here in the Patreon. Excuse me. It takes a lot on my voice to be able to do the same thing over and over again, because it kind of sucks the liquid out of my throat. I think most of that liquid hopefully is saliva, but this, when you're breathing the air and you're not sure where the cinnamon leaves come from, or the prickly cinnamon leaf bushes come from, well, you're kind of lost in this kind of dancing Neanderthal sort of, you're in a slapstick movie with Perry Mason, Jackie Mason, the Mason jar. It's but we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna put this on because it's getting a little cold out here. This is what I normally wear. I don't show the hair, but another liking similarity to Harlan Williams and myself, Harmon Williams, his cousin, is the fact that we've got good thick hair. We've got, geez, it's like it's hair that came from where? I don't know, but it doesn't wear out. It just keeps going and going and floating and floating. So this is the tough business of being in the YouTube live business, because you keep going and going, and then there's nobody there. But then one day everybody can watch it. Well, like I said, this particular episode you're not going to be able to watch from the YouTube station. You're going to have to go ahead and get this thing from the Patreon. You wouldn't even know that, but if you're watching, it's a delicious, delicious treat to be able to get to see this for free. But otherwise, you got to go to Patreon, like $5, which is patreon.com/the Jeff Richards Show. That's where you go. So we're going to highlight some of the people that are involved in the Patreon, some of our top tier members. Well, there's only one tier, but it's coming out of which eye, I don't know. So if you don't mind, Slappy, if you just don't mind, could you put some of the names up of some of the people that are part of the Patreon thing that we're doing? Can I go ahead and put the names up on where the Patreon people are? Go ahead and scramble. I know this guy's like, he's kind of like, he said, can I go take a shower real quick? I said, I don't know. Can you? These are the kind of jokes I do, and I do the crowd work. I said, where are you from? The guy says, Vancouver. I said, are you sure? These are the kind of jokes I do. I do these kind of do similar kind of jokes as Harlan. That's why he doesn't want the competition, because I'm his cousin. And he won't even appear with me anymore in public, or any of these talk shows, or any of these podcast shows. He won't have anything to do with me because he's intimidated, because I can do knock, who's there? I don't know. Get out of here. Why are you knocking on my door? Who does that? Oh. Well, we've got Donovan Schmitz is the most recent. And I know Donovan. I know his music. He probably gets that all the time. But the Donovan is one of these guys that he's just so musically oriented. You look at his face; it's robust. It's got a cherub thing going on. He's got swollen ankles from, I guess, excavating holes in the Aztec language. I mean, this is a guy that runs things. I mean, he's not just a guy at the Jiffy Lube, which, by the way, I go there and read the magazines. I don't even have a car. That's what I like to do. I like to go into the Jiffy Lube, and I like to read the magazines. But I don't even have a. Isn't that funny though? I mean, come on, that's. And then I'm squinting a lot. Does it look okay to be squinting? I mean, how am I not supposed to squint with this orange crayon light in front of me? It's overkill. They said it's overkill. It's like 5 times the size of my head, and maybe even bigger if you put. Well, yeah, about 5 times the size of my head. So I don't mean to be. What am I supposed to keep my eyes like this? Hey, I'm Harmon Williams. Look at my eyes; they're basketballs. What are we doing? I don't even know what's going on. So, and we got another one. Our longest is Charles Hudson. I know Charles. Charles Hudson is the longest Patreon member that we got. Patreon, and he's a Patreon guy because he's Patreon. He's the longest. He served the longest in watching these things that are, I think, pretty damn good if you consider the general idea. Okay, I mean, this is a kind of a basic general idea. But if you're just joining, my cousin is Harlan Williams, and I'm Harmon Williams, and I'm his cousin, and I'm not in touch with him. I think he changed his number. If anybody's got his new number, maybe you can slip it to Daddy Warbucks over there in the corner. I just, it's upsetting to not be able to talk to my cousin anymore. Okay, so we got one laughy face, and we got Sloppy and sandwiching the other ends. I think people watch this and they don't. It's not like, hey, how you doing? Have a banana. Take a banana for the road. It's more like, hey, man, are you sure you can drive? So that's funny too. But see, my cousin Harlan Williams, he won't have anything to do with me. But this is a Patreon exclusive. You can only get this at the Patreon. So let's play a game, why don't we? Why don't we just play a game? Let's play a game. Let's play fish. No, I don't want to play fish. I don't even like to fish. I don't like playing fish. I don't like fishing. I don't like to eat fish. I don't like, because if you're from Canada, that's what you do is you eat fish. Ah. Hey, you take a giant slob of halibut and slop yourself upside the head and roll off the side of the hill. And as you're falling down the hill, you can get up and run back up the hill and then take a marmalade sandwich and slap your ass with it. And then fall down. All the marmalades are dripping all over your face. And then there's a lobster trying to talk you into a speeding tunic. You get the idea. We got another one, a Deech Gambino. So somebody wants me to do some of my impressions. And one of my impressions that I do is Deech Gambino. And he talks about the 1930s. He talks about the, really boring mafia stuff. He just kind of, this is how he talks. He says something like, the 1930s were, they were filled and destitute and vibrations, and the people that were involved in it were they were tribalistic, and they had sets of consequences for those who disobeyed the mafia. And certainly the Gambino family, my family, the people that were involved in families
were marked in travesty. They were left in sort of a dismal repair, and a sort of an acquiesce that we don't know where that acquiesce came from, but we're sure it was not a thrift store.
My nose is running. I'm not on drugs. I've never been on drugs, although one time I drank gasoline on a dare. Oh, it was stupid. The people are snorting things. I mean, people don't. I mean, it's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. The house is so pissed off. Just. But a house is not going to tell you he's pissed off. He's just going to be mad. He's going to sink deeper into the soil and not going to know exactly which car key to use. When the car comes up, he doesn't know if the door should open, but he's pissed off. He's angry. And somebody, people are, but then I got another, let's say something, I made the screen, I made it darker, because if it's too light, it hits my face too strong, and then I look like Keith Morrison or something, looking at one of those computer screens. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm trying to run a show here, and I'm not. You have to keep talking, especially if people aren't really writing things to you. I think we got the same. Got a bunch of ghosts from at 21A Trev 8. What? That's like a keychain of letters and vowels. It's like it's all over the place. Somebody put a fist thing out. Yeah, because it's not easy. I mean, most of you don't even know who I am, but I've told you over and over. I'm Harland Williams' cousin. I'm Harmond Williams. And I'm completely out of I'm out of my apartment in 2 months from now. I have to get a service warrant. I have to get carpet re-put down because the original carpet was had water damage, but they kind of got me for that, the water damage. But that wasn't me. But coincidentally, it was me. But it wasn't my water. I did spill some water between the couch and the service entrance. But I didn't do anything about it because there was already water there. So I probably shouldn't even have said that on the air. This is probably gonna. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. I probably shouldn't have said that on the air. But let me just say this: I'm kidding. I'm just joking around. Yeah, I didn't do that. I was like, and my next guest that's coming on the show, I know he can hear me, but he's got to understand. I mean, we're not just joking around here. This is a real show. I'm Harmond Williams. I'm Harland Williams' cousin. He has nothing to do with me. I've done other episodes with him where it seemed like things are going fine. Then Addleston Fitzgerald Holder the First is now texting me because everybody wants to be on the show. Because you know what? When Harland is not on the show, it kind of kicks up to full notch, honestly. It kind of slows me down having to work with him, honestly. So my first guest that's coming on the show, and he's just completely out of all sorts. So sometimes he's got a shower caddy, sometimes he's got a piece of pizza. It's been on Seinfeld. Everybody loves Raymond. And we'll just see what kind of where he's at right now mentally, because it can, he's a good guy, but sometimes he kind of gets in he pigeonholes himself with the coyotes, because the coyotes, they'll bother him. Let's just talk to him about it. Fred Stoller is with us.
Hey, no disrespect. Is this Harmond or Horace? You're the cousin, right?
I'm Harland Williams' cousin. My name is Harmond Williams.
Okay. Well, no disrespect. but I'm doing this not in the studio with headphones and the mic like Wood sets up. I'm just sitting here on my couch. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm spontaneous.
Yeah, I mean, look, your face. I mean, it's spontaneously growing ever in patches of hair everywhere. I mean, it looks like Madagascar in the deep sea. I look like I'm looking at the Red Sea when I look at you.
Well, I decided to just kind of wing it and not put the pressure that, I gotta do it put the levels up. And now I'm on the thing, and we got some people saying hello. Now, Kate Kamaskiski,
This is
he's
what
in
I.
Turkey. I got a guy from Turkey.
No, wait. How did you get a guy from somewhere, anywhere? Aren't you on my chat right now? Or you're not? Did you?
I figured out this thing going, can you connect it to your YouTube? And now I got some of my own people on here.
Yeah, because it's like you come on here and you got your own people. It's almost like some sort of
Gang.
almost like some sort of a gang bang. Because
Not a
it's like,
gang bang, but in case you,
oh,
these are crooked. I look, sometimes your guys gang up on me. I have 5 viewers in case you get a little bit, a little out of control. So how did
yeah,
Jeff get a green screen on the bus? That's a good question. Because I know
yeah. I
you
don't know
ride
who.
buses a lot.
Yeah, this is not a boss, and I'm not Jeff. I told you before. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but I'm Harmon Williams. Harlan Williams' cousin, and I'm pretty pissed off at him because it's like Thanksgiving he just ignored me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of your cousin. I gotta be honest with you. He's been, a little aggressive when I've seen him at things. He wears, I can't criticize him. He wears hats. We both have a hat. But now someone said that Harmon guy sounds like a real jerk. I don't mean.
Yeah, well, so what? What do you want me to do? Well, you want me to be courteous and kind my whole life? I've got issues. I've got things I have to figure out. I like to suck on ice cubes. I got to figure that out. I don't know why I'm doing that. I like to poke myself in the face with my index finger. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Are you related, maybe not to Harlan Williams of the Three Stooges with the poking?
Yeah,
They poke each other.
Yeah, I don't think I'm related to the Thompson twins. You know the Thompson twins you're talking about?
No, the Three Stooges poke each other.
Well, they used to call themselves the Thompson twins. That's where the Thompson twins came out, because the Thompson twins, the lead singer, is related to Mo Howard's a distant cousin, just like Harlan and I are related.
Now, look, I did a stream last night. I had Karen Knotts, the daughter of Don Knotts, and she was very well adjusted for being.
I heard she's not.
She's not, but she's very well adjusted. And you have this bitterness that your cousin is so famous. Why couldn't you learn from Karen Knotts?
Listen, Karen Knotts is not Knotts. She's nuts. I'm nuts over knots. If Bob Saget was doing any jokes, I'd do it. He'd say I'm nuts over knots. If she was shorter. But look, my problem is I sound like a newscaster, so I can't get a regular job because people are like, "Oh, he sounds like a newscaster. He's gonna throw people off." I was gonna work at a database center with all the different you take the phone calls, and people would say, "Oh, they're not gonna want to call you because they think they're on a talk show or they're on some sort of news conference."
So you grew up in Canada too. I hear your Canadian accent.
Yeah, I don't know if I've grown up though. I'm still a kid at heart. I like to run around. I like to eat leaves. I like to, the normal things. But what about you? I mean, you always got some sort of beige shirt on.
I can't figure out the camera. Yeah, it's just you're unlocking a lot with the beige shirts. You know?
No, but it's either a beige shirt or something. I think it's a yellow, like something, but not like yellow, like created a color yellow, like, but something that turned yellow. That's kind of some of the shirts I see you wear. It looks like your shirts have turned colors, not by choice either.
You're very observant, like your cousin who does brilliant observational comedy.
Who you don't like?
Well, you know, he just has an attitude. He comes in to the Laugh Factory and pushes people, and you know, and you want to come on the lap?
No,
Come
I'm
on.
fine.
What do you think of cats, Harmond?
I'm allergic, but I love them. I just like to bite them. But if I bite them, it'll get the allergies going, and then they bite me, and then I got a whole issue going. I got a whole problem on my hands. But I just stubbed my toe. I don't even know how I did that. Just sitting here, I stubbed my toe.
Let me see if anyone has any questions on my stream. I'm piggybacking on your stream. Wow, we have more on this stream than when I had Karen Knotts as a guest yesterday.
Oh, well, that's just does nothing to do with nothing. It's just the timing of it. You know, I'm sure Knots was she was great. And by the way, I kind of sound like Knots right now a little bit. Oh, okay, come on, Andy. You know.
Fun fact, TV star Alf was known to dine on cats. It's not that much fun. How does this guy do hang on this guy do voiceovers? It's pastel green. These comments are just putting you in your place.
What did he say?
He's saying it's pastel green. You got this wrong.
What's pastel green? What are you talking about?
I guess that's this color. It's not quite teal.
It looks like either mint or piss yellow.
You know, your language.
But I like how your fans are so exciting that they focus on the color of your shirt as like that's where the show is.
Well, you do too.
Yeah, that's where the show is. No, that's where the show was. I already did that joke. The guy's like 10 minutes late. Want to see my Don Knotts impression?
Yes, please.
Well, I don't have one, so you can't see it. All right, I'll do it anyway.
Please.
Gee, Andy.
That's pretty.
That
was pretty good.
It's not good at all. I thought I could do it, and I can't do it. Now your followers are gonna rip me a new one.
Let me see what they're saying about it. I watched the show for the fashion choices. Harland is jealous because Harmond has a chin. Wait,
how do you know he doesn't?
Harland doesn't have a chin?
I've never heard of such a thing. And, you know, I'm not standing up for him, but it's like, are you kidding me?
You know, there's a Jeff, what's his name? Not Jeff Richards. Jeff Jeffries. Is that his name? Is there a guy called
Jeffries?
Jeff Jeffries. There might have been it. He said he did this really. I don't do anyone's bits justice, but he's talking. Then he goes, maybe I'm mentally ill. For all I know, I'm in a mental institution, thinking I'm talking to 5,000 people, but I'm talking into the closet. So this is like we're two crazy people babbling and we're hallucinating that we're getting comments from other people.
Listen, these comments are, I mean, I don't know. First off, you can tell about what a comment, the power it has when you look at their handle. It's like you got, this is Rafael Fernandez Lopez Oliveira. I mean, this is like, what am I doing? A band? I'm like a gold band. I need to engrave it. What is that? That's like somebody getting married or something. Oh, then Crowley is king, which is scary because I know Aleister Crowley. Is that what they're trying to do?
So I'm only getting my people's comments, and you're getting yours.
Oh, I thought you're reading all of them. Now I have to go back and look at some of these.
I only see the ones. I don't see any merge happening.
Oh, Crowley is king. Who are you, Crowley? What do you got? The super sauce? Or what do you work with?
Look, she has a tuxedo on and she's making biscuits.
Well, I got another freak. People like hearing the Harland Harland Highway. No, this is the Harmon Highway. And this is the Patreon. This is Jeff Richards Patreon.com/ the Jeff Richards Show. You'll only be able to see this in the Patreon. This will not rest anywhere. This goes automatically into the Patreon.
So my people are seeing Patreon stuff for free because I don't do Patreon. I just give everything away for free.
Yeah, so your cohorts or your friends or the people you love or the people you like to look in the face and give them a big kiss on the lips, those people that you know, Fred, and you know this, they know that shirt's piss yellow, but they're nice to you. They'll tell you it's mint green or it's a T-Mobile red or something. I don't know.
She's purring.
Well, I mean, she likes my voice. It's just something about my voice is soothing. It's something that you just want to hear it all the time.
You wanna?
The comments are different, says
Al.
Pikesville, Alabama, or AI. Crowley has the super sauce. Look, Sloppy getting involved. Sloppy with his sloppy ass and his sloppy attitude.
Jim Jeffries. I think there was also a Jeff Jeffries somewhere.
There was. He
Jeff
was somewhere.
Jenna. There was there's a bunch of brothers. There's Jeff Jenna. Does Brian Regan's brother do comedy?
Yeah.
I think there's two Regans. We're just unlocking.
Neither of them were the president either.
Neither. They just messed that up. And well, aren't you glad you're not going to be in rush hour on a Friday, driving in an hour and a half to the ice?
Are you kidding? I would have loved to have been in that movie.
What movie?
Rush Hour.
No. Going in rush hour traffic to do the Ice House or Hermosa to do 6 minutes. I remember doing that. You get there, an hour and a half in rush hour to go to Hermosa to do 6 minutes. I never understood why I did that.
Yeah, I don't understand the entire comedy scene. Why anyone does any of it? I mean, you're kind of fooled in the idea that you're going to be seen, and that's when you started in the 80s. You could really be seen and found it in the 90s too. But then it just by the end of the mid 90s. It just kind of pissed away, and then everybody kept doing the same thing. They kept going on and doing all the different shows everywhere and hoping I got recognized. I certainly know my cousin Harmon was in that situation for years.
Yeah, he had a good run. He did a few movies, and now he does well.
But why do people say? Why do they say had a good run, Mike? Why is they always look in the past tense? I mean, anybody can do anything. You're just saying the idea of it is it's hard to get back and get another shot at something big.
Let's sound this out. Well, yeah, it seems like, I'm not doing what I used to. Jamie Kennedy's not. He's now, kind of a right-wing guy on podcast complaining about conspiracies. And Jamie Kennedy did a lot. But yeah, maybe we shouldn't look at it, you're right, as a long run. Like it's all one thing.
Well, the thing about it is, look, if I say a guy hadn't done anything for 20 years in his career and he was like 60 years old, and he's going to audition next to a guy that's done stuff his whole career and he's 60 years old. Well, that's all you have, are those two people coming at the same time trying to prove that they're the right 60-year-old guy for this part, So it's no matter how much you've done, you still have to show up for the next
so I'm gonna read a comment. Maybe it's time for Fred to start his right-wing grift. Well, what I was thinking was when I did stand-up, 80s, 90s, they didn't use the word grift with comedy. It was you did stand-up clubs, you did those A&E, Evening at the Improvs, or if you were lucky, sitcoms, voiceovers. But then it became this world of grift. I'm not just saying right wing. I'm just saying what we're doing, or Patreon, or just yeah, the word grift was never used in the stand-up comedy world. Now with podcasting and all this stuff,
Hustle's another word. Hustle.
well, we
Hustle.
always use the word hustle. People hustle, but now it's turned into grift. People are grifting.
Well,
I
do you
guess
think they've always said hustler though? Have they always said hustler? And then
I
have
don't
they
think
always
they
said,
always said that. They
what
don't.
about Playboy?
Yeah, the people, but I think there's people. It's all showbiz, meaning there's a lot of people you don't even know left, right, if they even believe what they're saying, but they're just going for this is their shtick now. They didn't do it, or their time is over for the old conventional ways of, like I said, sitcoms, movies, voiceovers, theaters. So they just come up with a gimmick. I remember the late Warren Thomas many years ago was talking about this black guy. Is it Lee Elder? Is that his name? He's a radio guy. Ran for governor, and I remember him describing him. Yeah, he goes, "I want to buy things," so he came up with the gimmick. I'm a black guy, but I'm really right wing.
You mean Larry Elder?
Larry Elder. What did I call him?
I think he called him Jimmy James or something, or Timothy. I mean, it was so far off that I don't even remember having a conversation.
Oh, Lee Elder was a golfer. There was a guy who just died, a tennis guy named Fred Stolle, Stolle. He didn't have the R. So, yeah, that's something only older people will remember. Tennis guy Fred Stolle. The right-wing grifting is different than just a comedic gimmick. I guess Vince Champ had the worst gimmick of any comic. Do you know the Vince Champ bit?
Yeah, I don't know who is that.
Well, when I was on Norm's podcast, I talked about Vince Champ. I don't mean to laugh at the horrificness of. Now you can't even say rape; you say SA, like the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know why people do that. But anyway, he was a comedian. He was on Star Search, and he would perform at a college. And no, I don't mean to make light of it, do an essay on a college student, go to the dorm or something. And then I remember saying they didn't suspect him for a while because he wasn't like a local person. He would do that awful thing and then go on to another college.
Wasn't that a book or something?
I don't think they did a book about it, but I remember saying to Norm that was his gimmick, which is the stupid term of me to go, that he sexually assaulted someone and then they didn't suspect him because he'd go on to another college. And then Norm said, worst gimmick ever. Oh, he was so no,
not a great gimmick. Yeah,
yeah, it wasn't a good gimmick. He was so funny. Yes.
Now what is your modus operandi? Like for example, like because people are confused at what you're doing on the couch. I mean, what are you doing on the couch? Were you on the couch before this recording or?
Oh, I'm going to interrupt. Pikesville L had a Fred Stolle racket. I had a Tom Tresh baseball bat because I went to a Yankee game. It was bat day, and comedians made jokes. You don't give a lot of people in the Bronx bats, but do you remember Tom Tresh, a Yankee player? I bet he's dead. Yeah, no, I'm still not. He said worst gimmick ever for a comedian. Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, wait, hold on a second, because I'm supposed to do a super chat. I don't think I've ever done a super chat before. What am I doing? Okay, well, what
he
is
played
it?
shortstop.
Sloppy was saying, "Oh, you got a super chat." Well, what is it? I mean, why doesn't it? I don't understand what I'm starting getting flustered.
That's when people throw.
It's like somebody
money.
asked me out to dinner, and I'm starting to get the vapors.
They throw you a little bit of money, and excuse me, and then they you give their comment priority. Now you're a baseball fan, but you're too young to remember. Probably all the '86 Mets are gone. Tommy Agee, Cleon Jones, Ron Swoboda, Ed Kranepool, Jerry Grody.
Wait
Jeff
a minute, Ed
Wilson.
Kranepool's on the list?
These are all the Mets. The '69 champion, '69 Mets won the World Series, and I think I remember in '68 or '69, the Mets won, the Jets won, and I think the Knicks won. And I remember at my school, Emerson Boozer came to our school. Only Pikesville Al knows these people. There was Emerson Boozer and Matt Snell. There was a guy, I don't think they have, I'm not saying anything racist, white wide receivers like Lynn Swan. There was a guy, Don Maynard. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, Don Maynard. Yeah, the
You
guy.
know Don Maynard?
Well, I don't know him well, but I know his attitude, and I don't get near it. I don't. I have a. Hold on a second. I got a.
69.
I got a Crowley is King wants to do a $10 super chat. I guess you just do it. You just get it. I don't know what you want
get
me
it,
to do.
and I don't think I got any on this one, or maybe I don't see. I'm not on my. But they give you money, and you kind of they're showing appreciation.
What are you supposed to do for it? What do I have to do for
you
it?
just acknowledge him. It's very nice.
Thank you, Crowley is King. I mean, my God, this is such a treat. I could buy a hamburger. I could buy a Coke, or if they gave me a Coke and hamburger deal, then maybe I could buy another Coke or something. I don't know, but it's what a treat. And Fred, you have the facial hair of a fastball pitcher in the major leagues. You have hair that don't care, my friend.
Hair that don't care. Did anyone say? What? No. But yeah, I remember the Jets. There was Matt Snell, Emerson Boozer, of course, Joe Namath. I had a book called, Joe Namath had a book called I Can't Wait Till Tomorrow Because I Get Better Looking Every Day. I'm doing trivia for 67-year-old people, so no one cares about what I'm saying. But most of them.
Yeah, but you know that song, you know that lyric that goes, you do it well. You do it well. You know, and even through my own voice, my thick Canada accent, you can't tell that's actually from a hemorrhoid commercial. That's not a joke.
Feel free to never read my chats. All right, I didn't get any smart chats, but that's okay. Someone is he played Tom Tresh. I had a Tom Tresh bat. They had bat. I've never been to the new Yankee Stadium, or I don't think it's called Shea Stadium anymore. It's called something else.
Yeah, it's called Shea Butter Stadium.
Everything with food.
It's the lifeblood of all. Like, you ever see a turnip? You can't get blood out of a turnip, but why would you? What makes you think you're going to want that blood anyway? Something that grew on a tree or something like that?
Oh wow! How your cousin lost to Kevin Brennan, Neil's brother, on Star Search. Did you know that?
Yeah, I remember Neil. It was, you say Kevin. You're talking about Kevin.
Kevin Brennan.
Did I know about it? Well, I wasn't. I wasn't in the show. What do you mean? I do remember it, but I wasn't allowed into the parking lot. I got intercepted coming through the parking lot.
So you upset that the Toronto Blue Jays lost because you're Canadian?
No, I don't give a rat patooey. I don't care. Why would I care about something like that, Fred? And by the way, do people just call you friend? If friend, or they seem like the same kind of thing.
You know, I have a thing for the women. I'm a Fred with benefits.
Yeah, well, sometimes you don't want to get out of Fred in the morning.
You get it instead of friend with benefits? That's going to be my show.
I got it. That's why I moved on. But here's the thing, Fred. You don't wear tank tops very often, and maybe you should.
No,
No.
I'm actually thinking of joining a gym, not to get buff, but my sister's 6 years older than me. Well, I shouldn't have said that. I'll get back. But when you're older, it just goes flab. So you got to put a little shape.
That's why you got to make a tattoo on it. But it's like flabtastic, or try to positively encourage yourself into the next dimension.
Wait, Pikesville, the kicker for the Jets was Jim Turner. Who was the guy, the football player that was Native American. Was it Jim Turner? There was a quarterback that was.
Oh yeah, wasn't he? He was the guy that was in the. He would live? He was living at the. Wasn't he over at the thing? He kind of put it together that
Joe
thing when he was.
Papp? Yeah.
Yeah, Russell.
And then, of course, there was the field goal kicker that had half a foot for my generation.
Which kicked didn't he kick the farthest field goal too, did he?
Yeah, and then I forgot, some guy didn't like that. He goes, I kicked touchdown. I think he passed on.
Well, because they said, well, even though he had a half a foot, and God bless him, I'm sorry to hear that, but it almost gave him a bit of a maybe an unfair advantage, because wasn't the shoe that he wore, wasn't that kind of made out of some sort of crystallite or a metal,
yeah,
like a metallic? Because I studied
Jim
metallic.
Plunkett. It was Jim Plunkett. That's
Jim
what I was
Plunkett.
thinking. Yes, Jim Plunkett. Do you remember him?
Well, what do you? I've been talking about him for the last 5 minutes. What do you mean? Do I know him? Of course I know him. What the hell is this? This is some sort of a. I feel like I'm part of the Stanford prison experiment with you. You know, what am I supposed to say to you that you're supposed to hear that I'm supposed to relax?
Yeah, a lot of basketball people I grew up watching, like JoJo White, are dead. Norm Van Leer. You wouldn't know these.
Is
people.
this what we do? Do you kind of gloat over not being dead when you kind of go through these names? Is it kind of a gleeful thing, like, oh, I'm still
A friend
going?
of mine I'm not friends with anymore. He didn't like the way the world was going with the news and politics. So he'd only watch basketball games from the 60s on YouTube, like JoJo White, Wilt Chamberlain. He'd only watch Groucho on YouTube of Let's Make a Deal, You Bet Your Life. So I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, because everything triggers everything. Yeah, and all of a sudden you're just watching Howdy Doody all day long, because you can't see Carol Burnett's daughter on another sitcom. Because
I think I got a $2 super chat from Bismiz. Thank you. You can never throw a trash can away. Well, I'm giving that a like.
no, that's Harlan Williams' joke. Hey, don't you know it's impossible?
Oh, maybe it was your super chat.
Don't you know it's impossible to throw a garbage can away?
Well, sometimes I won't put a liner in, and milk will spill and it smells. So I've thrown them away because I didn't protect them from throwing things out, and I don't clean them out.
Nobody's protected me from this live. I mean, it just seems like the last time I was in last time I was interviewed by a guy that had that much headroom above the camera, I was like, well, that guy must be in like some silent film where they can't go back and reshoot it. Yeah, I'm looking above your head like that. Maybe the title sequence is supposed to be above your head. There's so much space.
No, again, I'm being very casual. Usually I do a stream in my office with his posters behind me. I've got a mic and I got headphones. I'm just, I'm sorry to offend you, but I didn't put that much. I said, all right, if I got to do this, I'm just going to sit on my couch and not abandon my cat who loves that, and just say hi, and then microwave leftovers in a few minutes. And
what's got to be the leftovers?
I made a mistake with Postmates. I ordered 2 things, and a vegan steak, which I heard vegan food is more fattening because they put more things in it, because it's not good. So they put a lot of soy and sugar and stuff to make it tasty, because it's vegan, and vegan food doesn't taste good.
And you know what also I don't like about it?
What's that?
It's the most processed food you can get, is all that. Like that piece of meat or whatever it's supposed to be, completely processed 5,000 times up and down to Sally's graduation.
Now, I would read Tuna Town's super chat, but is Tuna Town one of my super chats or yours?
If I didn't get it over here, it's one of yours.
Okay, for $1.99, I'm going to let Tuna Town 666 insult me. Fred is so old he eats soup year round. I don't quite get it, but I am old.
No, but because Fred, soups are, they're very passe. I mean, the only people that really eat soups are the people that can't eat anything else at all. So that's almost like baby food. So do you like baby food, Fred?
I don't.
Um, I, um, I don't.
That's my impersonation of you.
I am not old and I eat soup
Yeah.
year round.
Yeah,
What does soup have to do with big? Oh, you mean bad teeth?
why did you ask me if I wanted to have a soup when I would? Why would you ask me about soup when I didn't have any soup or I wanted soup? I understand. I understand what
You know how
soup
rich
is.
I am? This is how rich I am. I ordered a CD, a motivational CD, to play in my car, and they sent an MP3, which I can't play. And I'm just overwhelmed how you return it. You got to print a sticker and go to an Amazon warehouse. So I'm just going to throw it in my garage. I can't deal with it.
Is that supposed to be an anecdote, or is that something that happened to you, or what am I supposed to feel when I hear things like that? All I can imagine is running it over with your tire and your Toyota Prius.
Most people only eat soup in the winter. When you get old, you are always cold and poor. Lovely old man eating soup, or you mean lonely old man? All right. I didn't realize.
Is that worth $2 to take a kick on the nards like that?
I just got humiliated for $2. I'm a lonely old man in the winter.
After taxes, you'll make 25 cents.
I know. It's just it's better than being, like I said, in rush hour traffic, going to the stupid Hermosa Club, waiting around in the green room, following Chuck Martin, and but they give you a free meal back there. That's the thing. I'm not getting a meal.
They get you with the free meal, and then if you go back then, I didn't know how to order a steak. I'd say, "Oh, medium rare," and then I don't realize it's gonna be rare, medium rare. And but now I know medium is how you order a steak. But then sometimes they go too far with that. But I'd rather them go too far with the medium, but then a medium rare because that's rare, and it's not even that rare. People do it all the time.
There's a steak place by me, Taylor's. I went with Dom Herrera, I shouldn't say. He took me out. He was such a great, generous guy. We went to Morton's in Burbank. Charles Zucker is here. He said, I hear soup is the new quiche.
Well, but that's a guy that sits very comfortably on his rear end. I mean, this is a guy and I know who he is. He doesn't work for a living. He's
Charles Zucker.
Yeah, he doesn't work anymore. He doesn't have to, but that's not the point. I mean, he doesn't have to work.
No,
so
Charles Zucker.
When he puts his butt on he's not putting his butt on a wood chair. He's putting a butt on it where it has the little pad on the wood chair. This is a guy who's too comfortable.
He's this guy that I'm glad he doesn't have to work, but God, does he brag about it.
That's what I'm talking about. Every time I see him, it's like, oh, what'd you do today? I said I went to work. And he goes, oh, I didn't. Yeah, every single day.
All right, I'm going to drop more names. I went with your friend Daryl Hammond and my friend James to a steak place on La Cienega where they bring things around on a cart.
I remember very well, Fred. I remember wearing a cashmere sweater and the cufflinks that I had on didn't actually match the boots, but that's just how it goes in Hollywood.
Yeah, what was it called? But I asked if I was at the table today. No, I moved far and it's on Fridays and it's rush hour traffic, but I'm going to go with Karen Knotts, who till I listened to her audiobook, I didn't know the history of Howard Storm, Howard Morris. I get these guys confused. He directed Mork and Mindy, but I'm due to go to the table. The steak, yes. Yeah, I go. This sounds like something you would say in a Fred Stoller impression, but sometimes you go to Taylor's and you could get the appetizer, which is 3 pieces of steak. You don't need a whole steak. The appetizer of steak you can get.
Oh, that's just crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you go get a steak? I mean, what did Daryl hold? I remember I ordered the petite filet mignon, and then I ordered twice the hollandaise, or the tarragon butter. I like tarragon butter. I like herb potatoes. I like tomatoes au gratin. I like Sicintine. I like a French onion soup if I can get one. But a lot of the impressions I did on SNL were marked with they were revered and they were great and they were what they were. I mean, sometimes it was twitching, but you couldn't really tell it was twitching because my character was twitching. So, Fred, it looks like that finger. Well, now you moved.
What did it look like, Daryl?
What did it look like, Daryl? It looked like, what did it look like, Daryl? Did it look like my finger was going to go on my nose? Which one? Which nostril? I remember being on a ship in Puerto Rico with my friend.
Charles, I'm just kidding. Someone who doesn't know you was talking that you don't have a job. And he said the irony is he's texting from his job. And are we grifting now? I grifted $1.99 in a super chat.
It's a Crowley is king. Give me $10. This is slowly building into mediocrity. It's wonderful.
I mean, it's better than, like they say, doom scrolling. Oh man. Well, now Rafael Fernandez has a good point. He says Charles Zucker definitely doesn't have a job because he would know. So I don't know how you could come back from that.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that would know anybody like that. That's 4 degrees away from knowing something. Listen, Raphael, Sally, Jesse, Raphael, Fernandez, Opal, Oliveira, Oprah, the fucking third. That's the first time I kind of swore, but my phone's gonna kill out. My computer's gonna die, so. I'm going to wrap this up, Fred. I mean, I don't know if you can keep going, but I don't think you can. I think you have to get the hell out of here, too. I mean,
I'm going to microwave the leftover vegan steak. And,
good you got things to do. Yeah, you're going to microwave the steak.
Try to clean up.
With some things you can't reach.
See, that's kind of, you're quick.
What does that mean? You're deciding to date me? What do you mean I'm quick?
Well, there are things under the couch I can't clean and under the bed.
That's a horror movie. Things under the couch.
All right. Wait, one last comment.
Oh, just one last one.
All right. This is very true. This is slowly building into mediocrity. Well, if I haven't achieved something.
That's what I said.
All right. Now his thing did die. How did he know it was going to die? All right. I guess that's what life becomes sometimes, is just killing time in as least a painful way as possible. And it's always something with this guy. All right. He Jeff sent me a text saying he's going live. And why am I getting more people watching this, which I'm thankful for? Then I put together a thing with Cody where he animates, and it's interesting, and I racked my brains out getting a guest, and I have 12 people if I'm lucky, and this says 25, so I guess Jeff has more people. So if any of you came from Jeff's stream, please subscribe to my YouTube thing. It's a time. Yeah, that's a good point. I got to start doing things more in the afternoon than this. Not advertising in the right places. All right, my plugs is just subscribe to my YouTube channel, where little by little Cody is animating the short story. Well, it's 15 minutes, but I want to just finish it. So I do these streams with guests and Cody Animated to just have Cody do it little by little. And I just jumped on, wow, it's already an hour I've been doing this, or maybe it's his hour. I just jumped on Jeff's thing. But yeah, please subscribe. I don't know how, I guess he knew his thing was going to die. So what Jeff does, but it showed up on my phone. Well, maybe when I went on, this is more interesting than the Cody podcast. Oh, man. Well, I got to figure out how when Cody's not available to do this with a guest. I don't know how, because he isn't always available. Well, some people love the drawings with Cody. I love doing it, but sometimes it just gets stressful finding someone and keeping the conversation going. But thank you, Edmund or Andy. All right, James likes Cody. So I'm not going to, $5. I appreciate that, Edmund, but Cody stays.